What if you could create more kindness in the world just by being you? Everyone has the potential to create and receive more kindness. What if kindness is more than being nice and compassionate to others? Have you ever considered what having more kindness for you could create in your life? Get ready to learn how the energy of kindness is integral to reducing stress in your life and how it can assist in healing your body. Now, here is the host of Cultivating Kindness with Karen, facilitator of healing, Karen Leslie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Cultivating Kindness with Karen. And of course, I'm your host, Karen Leslie, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me today. I've got all kinds of wonderful things to talk to you about, all about energy and, how we work with it, what its impact is, how it's flowing and changing and creating all the time. There's so many things that I'm going to try and squeeze into our short time here today. And short meaning it goes so fast for me. I don't know how it is on your end, but on my side of this camera, it just flies by in a heartbeat. It's crazy. And it's actually a lot of fun. So welcome. For those of you who may not know me, as I said, my name is Karen Leslie, and I am the host here on Cultivating Kindness with Karen on the Inspired Choices Network. I show up every week here for you and for myself, and we have a great time covering all kinds of different topics. I have been working with energy for well past 25 years now. It's a big part of my life, and I have put together all kinds of ways of working with it. I've created different modalities that I just use personally with myself. I don't teach them, and I've taken classes and learnings for decades. All of this has come together and created a wonderful way for me to work with clients, either one-on-one or in group settings. And I have a unique, to me, maybe not just to me, but sort of a unique passion and skill, talent with words. I love learning about the energy of words, their original meaning, how words impact us, what they do for us, positive and negative. And as a result, that has just naturally cultivated another aspect in my business, more of a coaching practice that I combine with the energy healing, helping you to understand the impact and the great support or the great destruction of your life based on these words and the thoughts that you have and the patterns that you have with them. My goal is to take them out of being destructive and to bring them into being supportive and creative for you. And usually in every show, I talk a bit about meanings of words, and different things come up like this as well. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, we are talking about energy and the impact your energy has on everything, on you, on the world around you, on people, plants, water, you name it. This is where we're going to be going today. Right? I think very few people truly think about the impact that their energy has on their environment. Another word could be how it influences your home setting, your family, your place of work. Do you ever think about what your energy is sending out to others when you're walking through the grocery store, when you're in a drugstore, at a restaurant? All of these places, everything we do, every little fragment of our life, our energy has impact or influence with it. And the more we come to understand that, and hopefully by the end of our show today, you'll have a really good understanding about this. The more we understand all of this, then truthfully, the easier our life gets, the more awareness we can have, a greater ability to manifest. We can feel more content, more balanced. There's so many positive aspects. Your own personal health, the health of the cells in your body, they can improve and they can change because their energy as well. So there is so much tied into this. It's a really important and near and dear topic to me. Well, partly being an energy healer, for sure. It's something that I have a real passion about. And it's something I really want to share more with people so that we have a greater understanding, so that you will have a greater ability to work with your energy. That can also mean like your vitality, your energy for getting up and doing something, as well as this natural energy that is constantly flowing in and around and through us 24/7. We have impact on complete strangers. We don't need to know the person to have an impact. We don't need to be in the same room or building. And that may be a stretch for some of you, but who we're being and our energy can have an impact on people around the world. Yes, it is that powerful and it is that important that we get a handle on our energy and what it is we are creating. If we wish to have a world that we truly enjoy, if we wish to have a world where, okay, I can't really say all, but majority, vast majority of people who are living and sharing this planet with us are living a life that is enjoyable, that is safe, that is based in love, which energy in its highest, purest form is pure love, unconditional love, then we all need to start to understand more about our own energy and what we are putting out there in the world. Right? I think few people really think about what their energy is creating in a moment by moment or day by day process or timing. It is really something that is great for us to be aware of 24/7. It never stops. It never goes away. It affects living things as well as the inanimate things because it's energy as well. So let's get into this. All right. Let's see what we can do to cultivate a greater understanding of energy and how everything works together. Right. This this way of looking at how we are existing on a day-to-day basis is perhaps going to be a little new for some of you, and that's cool. That's not a problem, and that actually makes me really excited because then I know I'm offering some new information. I may be offering things from a different perspective to what you are currently understanding or think that may be a truth for you. That's also really cool. My ask is that you be open to maybe hearing about something from a different perspective, from a new way, and then you decide what feels correct for you and what information you'd like to take away with you and, you know, what you would like just to leave hanging out here with me. And it's all great. So one of the things that's really important if we're going to start to become aware of our energy is being present. And I have talked about this on other shows. It's really important to come off of autopilot, to come off of habit, to come out of habitual thoughts, and to be very present. Because when we are not present, when we are anything else but being present, we really put ourselves in a bit of a haze, kind of a cloudy way of interacting with our environment. Your eyes will be perfectly fine. You're not going to see this haze or things are not going to look cloudy to you. But energetically, you can feel this way. You can feel not quite connected to your environment, not quite connected to your own body or even your own thought processes. And these are all indications of you not being fully present, grounded in your body, and giving yourself permission to have the awareness in the moment. So if we want to be aware of our energy and what impact we're having, then step 1, be present. Step 2, be present, right? Keep it there. Now, we are never present 100% of the time. That really is, from my perspective, an unattainable goal. We fall back into dreaming states like daydreaming. We allow our thoughts to go into the future, and more than I would like us to be doing, myself included, we move our thoughts and let them go into the past. So when we're in these other spaces in our way of thinking, then we are not being present. So being present is not planning your future. That's moving into the future. Being present is like, okay, I'm here right now. What am I aware of? What was the thought I just had? How is my body feeling? What am I aware of with how my body is feeling? And we stay very focused on the here and the now. This gives us super information. And when you become really comfortable with it and efficient with it, you will get a sense quite easily of what your energy is telling you. What is the energy that you are currently sitting in, standing in, being in? And is that an energy that you wish to be in? Because for every energy you are in, that is the energy you are putting out. So you can't be, okay, so let's see. You can't be really, I don't want to go with that one. Give me another one. There's so many energies in the world right now. I'm getting a lot of conflicting things that I really, because I'm, for those of you who don't know, I'm highly intuitive, and I would like to pick something else to share with you right now. So if you are feeling very sad, if you are in an energy of feeling sad for whatever reason, something may have happened in your family, your pet, or whatever it might be, but you're feeling that sad, and you've got somebody coming over, and you think, okay, I need to be a good host. I need to be happy. So if you are, like, air quotes for those listening, faking being happy, your energetic presence is still sad. So you can put a smile on your face, but if you aren't able to buy into that smile and be that smile for that energy of happiness, you are still going to project the energy of being sad. This is one of the reasons that when you're with somebody and what you hear the words spoken are, and then you kind of feel what the words are actually behind that and who that person is, and there's a disconnect, that they don't line up, that's somebody who is being one energy and trying to put forward a different energy. And we all do it. Sometimes we do it quite unconsciously, but we all do this. And, you know, at times it actually can be to your own personal benefit to do that. It can help you get through a situation, but you want that short term, just for that particular moment or time frame when it is truly necessary for you. The goal is to actually be the energies you want to be putting out 24/7. Now, as I said, none of us are going to be able to do that. Life is around us, and it's got its own agenda and doing things around. And then there's also other people's energies coming towards us that will impact us, depending, again, on how present we're being and what we wish to be aware of or allow in, consciously or unconsciously. So choosing to be present, consciously choosing the energy you would like to be, and then truly, like, invoking that, bringing that in, calling that into you so you can step into it in whatever way works for you. I know using the word invoking for some of you may be too woo-woo, or thinking like this is just silly magic or whatever. That's okay. But by calling it in and identifying the energy you wish to be, it can be really helpful. So however that works for you, awesome. So practice, 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 practice. And we're about to go for our first break. So how perfect is this? While we're having a couple of commercials, you can practice. Check in. So what is my energy right now? How am I feeling? What is going on? Am I even present while I'm listening to Karen talk, or am I drifting off and doing other things, setting up what you need to be doing for the next few days, looking at what's coming up once the show is over? How present are you being? And what is the energy you are with being present? So think about that. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Inspired Choices Network. As I said, I'm Karen Leslie, and we are here together on Cultivating Kindness with Karen. And please know that you can send me an email anytime you like with questions or ideas for other shows that you might like me to cover. And all you need to do is send it to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. And I don't say this very often, but Leslie is Leslie. All right. Don't go away, everyone. We will be back very quickly. We just have a couple of commercials for you to listen to while you're being present. All right. Thanks, everybody.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So while you were on our little break, did you practice being present? Were you able to tell the difference of when you are present and maybe when you were not being present? It's really, really great to practice this, to remind yourself to check in. And you might most likely will need some reminders to do that. Maybe some note on your phone, a post-it note around where you are, either in your workplace or at home. Stick something on your fridge, whatever works for you. Your bathroom mirror would be a really great one for first thing in the morning, and also to look at last thing at night before you go to sleep. Starting and ending that day in being that energy of being present and looking at what the energy is you wish to be carrying and embodying as you go through your day, and also what you would like for when you are going to sleep at night. Right? Being present before you go to sleep has a real impact on you, and if you have a partner that you share a bed with, also has an impact on your partner. So this is really a great time as well. And if you've had a rough day, or maybe you're angry at your partner or anything like this, shift it, change it, do what you need to do so that energy of anger or whatever, frustration, whatever has not been wonderful in your day is not going into the sleep with you. Right? And you're not sending that out throughout your room or even the world at large. When we stay in a particular energy, well, you just use anger as an example right now, but if you've had a disagreement with somebody and you've gone to bed angry and you fall asleep with that anger, and you're going to be able to hold on to that energetically while you're sleeping. Now, you may get some assistance from guides or whatever, and through your dreams and things to try and shift that, but you can still hold on to being angry all night. And then you wake up and you're feeling still angry, and that episode, whatever that was, is still lingering with you. And then think how that starts the next day. And the longer we stay in any energy that's not being a real contribution to us, that's not really helping to propel us to where we wish to be going, the harder it is to get out of that energy. The more hours, the more days, weeks and months, or even years you spend in a particular energy, the more your body, the cells of your body, your brain, the neural pathways there, the chemical responses, your thought processes, all grab onto that. Like this becomes my new norm. This is what I like. This is what we want you to be in all the time. And it gets harder to come out of it. And we start to live our life in that energy. And guess what? That is not being present. That is living in the past. Energy of the past you are carrying with you still today. There's been past shows where I've talked a lot about the chemical responses and this network we have that just runs automatically on our own, keeping thoughts and processes and beliefs in place, even though they are not being helpful to you. Right? The energy aspect of it is the same. First, there's the energy, then there's the emotion, then there's the thought. Right? Do you get that? Energy arrives, it elicits an emotion. Then you attach a thought to the emotion, either labeling it or doing something with it. Energy is always first. To catch it, to work with it, and to shift it, if you would like to, requires being present. Then the impact, the influence that it has can be more of a help and a contribution to you and to anyone around you and to the world at large. Often in the second segment, I talk about any cards I've pulled. I do use oracle cards a lot. Last week, we talked a lot about oracle cards. The whole show was on it. So it was interesting. I pulled out a couple of decks that I wanted to work with, shuffling away, doing what I normally do with them all. And just large clumps of cards would come out. I wouldn't get one or two. I mean, I'd be getting 12, 18, like it was crazy. And I just thought, okay, what's going on with this? So I became present again. I try to always be present when I'm using my cards, but I shifted it because I went into a different energy, a little bit of frustration. And I went, okay, what's going on here? And I realized that there was not to be a card that was pulled for us today, that I was to solely look at the energy that I am, use myself as the example for you today, use my own intuition, my awareness, and my learning about me, about Karen, and how my energy impacts those around me. And that is my sharing, and that will be part of, hopefully, you understanding your energy as well. So there is no cards to share with you today. I did, though, look up the word in the etymology site that I really, really love. I looked up the word impact because I use that in the title. And it was very clear that impact was the word I was to be using a number of weeks ago. So in the 1600s, and it says here, press closely into something, to push into, drive into, strike against. And then it moved into the definitions saying into, in, on, and upon. Those are very strong words. it gives us definitely the energy of the word impact, in that it's can be forceful, can be pushed, can be driven towards or within. And so when we talk today about the impact of your energy, I do want you to remember this, that your energy can go out in a very direct and forceful way. My perspective is that whenever we are in that space of push, we come out of kindness. So yes, I use the word impact, but our energy can flow in a way that can be impactful without that harshness, without the push to have an agenda met, the idea of having a set outcome that the energy will achieve. What if our energy could just flow around, flow out, flow to and through in a loving, kind, and supportive way that gives the other person or plants or animals, whatever it may be, the earth herself, gives all of them the choice and the comfort of looking and receiving this energy that's coming towards them. And would they like to receive it? Instead of having someone on the other end feel this dynamic shove, is all I'm hearing, dynamic shove of energy at them that could be surprising, it could be unnerving, unbalancing, could create some anxiety or even some fear. When something comes at you, and energy can move like really fast, right? And it comes flowing in, and it's like a tidal wave that hits you, that can be very uncomfortable. So even if there was some good intentions that may have been within that energy, some supportive, helpful aspects to it, coming in that manner, in that more forceful way, will often make people close off from it. So it's not helping anyone, and it's creating more difficulty for other people. Now, granted, there are going to be, and there are times when that type of energy and moving something that way is extremely important and is mandatory, but that is not where we're to be 24/7. So if you are walking with a little person, you've got a child with you, and they're about to step onto the street and there's cars coming, the energy you're going to use to speak, to yell, to grab, to call their name is going to be impactful and forceful. And that energy from you, the startle, the fear, the whatever it is, that awareness of what is about to possibly take place, that will flow first, and that will be felt. In that moment, 100% appropriate, like good. You possibly saved that person's life. But then we become calmer, and then we become present, and we allow our energy to flow again. Maintaining that intensity of that moment when you're trying to calm somebody who has just been startled is going to be difficult. That's not the energy neither one of you need in that moment. So yes, there will be times when being that way is going to be really necessary. But generally speaking, allow the energy to flow, allow it to move out from you in its own gentle rhythm and fluctuations that are normal with all of us. All right. So yeah, impact is a really strong word, no question about it. And then, right, what do I know? What is my energy? I don't know, what is my energy telling you right now? Could you feel the difference in my energy when I was talking about being more impactful in that moment, stopping a little child from going onto the street, versus the energy I am now? I can feel the difference. And I'm sure you can too, if you're being present. We are coming up to our next break. Boy, oh boy, here we are again. So I'm going to continue to talk about my energy, what I've learned with my energy. I'm going to talk about this when we come back after our couple of commercials here. So please don't go away. Thank you so much for being here with me on Cultivating Kindness with Karen. It's always a joy to connect with you. I'm so grateful for Inspired Choices Network for all that they do to make sure that my show gets out there for you, whether you're watching it live and with me right now, and thank you, or whether you're on the replay and you have found me on one of, oh my goodness, hundreds and hundreds of different podcast platforms and TVs, smart TVs, Apple TV, all of these things where you can find Cultivating Kindness with Karen and listen on your choice of who you would like to connect with me on. Please remember, I always love having any comments that are written on your platforms that you're listening to me on. I love it if you like or love my shows. And of course, if you were to share them, that would be brilliant. Thank you. And it just gives me more information and more encouragement to keep showing up here every week for you. So we will be back in just a moment, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how our energy impacts those around us. All right, don't go away. We will just be a couple of minutes. Thanks, everyone.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me. All right, so I need to get a little bit more moving here. The impact of our energy, right? And as I was saying, just before we went to break, I was going to share a little bit about my energy and my learning curve, I guess, maybe a little bit too, as to how I have come to see that my energy really does impact people around me for quite a while, for years. I didn't really want to buy into this for a few reasons. One was because of having private practice and working with people. I actually felt that it added in an obligation and a requirement that I didn't know I wanted to be carrying. Now I know that that was just hogwash and other things going on in the back of my head. But for some people, we really don't want to understand the impact our energy has on others, because there can be that sense of obligation or responsibility that can creep in if you let it. Now, one of the ways I started to see that my energy was having an impact that I wasn't aware of, it wasn't intentional at all, was when clients would just arrive when I was seeing people in person at the clinic I was working in. They'd come in, they'd sit down, I'd say hi, and they'd take a deep breath. And they'd go, oh, I feel so much better now. All I needed to do was come in here. I feel like I can go home. I feel like all of the worries and the problems I was bringing to you are just melting away. That was my energy that was assisting their energy and their body in releasing, balancing, letting go. I would poo-poo that. I would just discount it, but it was happening so often that I couldn't ignore the fact that just my energy alone, as the person walked into my office, changed. They felt better. And then I started to watch it. And then I started to watch how people would respond before I would walk into a room. And I would play with it a little bit. And I would I would choose what energy to walk in with, being very present. Then I could do that, right? And I would see how that would impact the room, how it could change the energy in the room, even though those people were already there, already engaged in activities or conversation or whatever it might be. It was all going on before I stepped in. But the energy I was flowing out could change what was happening. In some circumstances, it could stop it, and everyone would just look at me. Other times, conversations that were kind of heavy would lighten up. At other times, everything would just take like a 180-degree turn, and everything would shift. All that was my energy. And you have the same ability as well. I'm sure, I'm positive you've experienced something very similar in your own life. The attitude you have, which is just a word we have to describe the energy we're being at times, can be very impactful. It can be really supportive, or it can shift everything the other way, right? Remember, everything is two sides of a coin. So what would you like to be introducing into all of the environments you go into? What is the energy that makes you feel awesome, happy to be where you are? Even if where you are required to be may be uncomfortable, you can still bring in that energy for yourself to make it easier to be there. Whether you're going to want to hear this or not, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll say it anyways. Your energy is constantly flowing, which I've already said, and your energy is constantly either healing other people or causing difficulties for somebody. Now, even more succinct way to say it is your energy is going to cause healing for others 24/7 all the time. How that energy is received is going to be for that other person to look at. Even when we are of a disruptive energy, there can still be a healing aspect to it. And that may sound kind of strange, but going into a conversation that maybe has been difficult, or an argument or something like that, that whole energy of that disruption, that whole energy of difficult communication, or perhaps now there's no communication, that can be healing if the person or people involved, could be however many, are willing to look at it. Now, this creates being present. To be in that situation means you have to leave the past. All of those thoughts and all of that energy that created that conflict, that needs to be stepped out of, and to step into present energy, being present, and looking truthfully at, okay, what is the healing here? I'm not a fan of the what is the lesson, but what information can you actually glean from this that up to this moment you have been refusing to do so? When we can allow ourselves to be in that space, we change the energy we are flowing. We change the energy that is flowing within our body and the cells of our body. We flip it to an energy that can be restorative, can help our health, right? We can be helping others and ourselves to heal when being present and aware of the energy that is flowing. I have a comment in the chat room here. Someone is saying that they like what is being healed here, right? It's a great question to be asking ourselves for yourself, not necessarily to point it out to somebody else, for say to them, hey, do you know what's being healed here for you? Nah, that may not be quite so kind. We'll have to see what your relationship is with that person. But what is it for you, right? I'm about to move in the near future. And I have noticed with my energy and telling people I'm going to be moving, I'm moving about an hour and a half away from where I'm currently living. And one of the things I'm hearing from people is they're going to miss my energy. I haven't had too many people say they're going to miss me. And that's totally fine. I have had some people say that, but I'm getting this consistent message of they're going to miss my energy. My energy is generally calming, healing, balancing, soothing, right? That's most often who I am. My energy allows me to help you feel any of those words that I just used or something else. My energy will mingle with your energy, providing an opportunity for something to change for you. Is it always 100% positive? No, I get angry too, or whatever, pissed off, things happen. But I do my very best not to stay in that place any longer than necessary. And sometimes it is necessary to be there. That energy that I flow, the energy you are flowing, right? How helpful is it? Is it supportive? Is it encouraging, right? Is it without an agenda? And that is key. Is it without an agenda? Don't go looking, please do not go looking for a specific outcome. When we go into agenda, often we get more of that push, a little more of our enthusiasm comes through, and that energy flows in a different way versus just being present and allowing it to move. Well, allowing is a strange word to have come out because we can't stop it. But we can choose the energy that we would like to have moving. There's where the allowing is, through choice. Okay. So allowing yourself to recognize the energy you're being, having that openness, that willingness to be there with it, and then choosing if you wish to change it is awesome. It's a fabulous talent that every single one of us can learn, can bring into our way of being 24/7. Carrying grudges, carrying past hurt, carrying our trauma, all of these things, really, most of what we would carry from the past will hamper the energy we may be wishing to choose to send out. And then remember that that has an impact on you as well. We're not doing this just for others. The primary reason to understand our energy and the energy that is flowing from us is for our own personal health, right? In the first segment, I made reference to how it helps the cells of our body. It helps every aspect in our life. We need to be number one. We really do. We need to take care of our energy so our energy can take care of us. Your energy taking care of you will help you to eat better, to move, to think differently, to respond, to not react. It will shift anything that you would like to change. So that's quite a statement, right? Being present with the energies you would like to be can change everything and anything within and around you, and do it for you. So on that statement, we're going to go to our third and final break. So thank you so much for being here and learning more about energy and having that openness to receive and to look at something maybe from a very different perspective. I love that. I absolutely love that. So thank you. Thank you. We're here on the Inspired Choices Network. You're hanging out with myself, Karen Leslie, on Cultivating Kindness with Karen. So don't go away. When we come back, I'm going to do my very best to wrap all of this up so that you will leave at the end of the show thinking, I'm going to try some of this. Hopefully. Anyways, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, everyone. Don't go away.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Hello, hello. Okay, here we are, our last segment of our show today. Now, what I'm hoping, my desire for today's show is that by this point in the show, that you have a greater understanding now of your energy, of the sequence as to how we become the energy we are currently being, right? Energy's first. It elicits an emotion. That then brings forward a thought, right? Each time we allow ourselves to be present, to center back in, to let go of being in the past or caught up in the future and worrying about what's going on and how things are going to go, and being here in the moment, we have that opportunity to shift our energy. We have that opportunity to be the energy we would like to choose to be versus the energy we've been carrying along with us. All right. As I said, if we carry it along for a long time, we get really stuck in it. And that's harder, so much harder to get out of. Not impossible, but yeah, it's going to take more work on your part, more dedication, more commitment to choose to let go of something that you've become very comfortable with. You may argue until you're blue in the face that you do not enjoy being angry at something. You do not enjoy always feeling anxious about something, right? If you're always angry, you're in the past. If you are always anxious, you're in the future. You are constantly tapping into energies that you are perceiving that have complete possibility of changing 100% before you actually get into being present in that moment in the future. So really, it doesn't make sense. It's not a way of taking care of you. It's not a kindness to you to be living in either place, right? Whether you're in the future, whether you're in the back, whether you're in the past. Our ability to influence and change is here and now. Recognizing and truly understanding your body and how it feels with different energy flows is such a gift to you, and it will be a gift to all around you, whether it's the plants in your home or the water you live nearby. Everything is going to be affected by this, and it will have that positive outcome. It will enable others to receive in a way that they maybe have not ever had that experience or choice of in the past. Like, how brilliant is that? How amazing would it be to know that just by being you, allowing things to flow, being that present energy you're choosing, that you could change something dynamic in another person's life, right? Just like the client that walks in and sat, took that breath and just looked at me and said, okay, I'm good now. That was energy. That's my energy. I'm currently working with my energy for when I move, being present in who I am being, the energy I am. What would I like to cultivate as to who I wish to show up as in my new community? I'm being present with it now. I'm not looking into the future. I'm not worried about it. I'm not being anxious about it. I'm not pinpointing different situations. I am just being that energy I wish to be as that future self of me when I move. Being very present in it, having my body learn what this feels like. Taking what is currently feeling a little uncomfortable because it's new and moving in with kindness and love for self, for me, so that this space of energy becomes my norm, becomes comfortable, becomes the space I wish to be in. And then that is what will flow. That's the energy that will go and do the healing, that will go and do the calming. That's the energy that will be there for anyone who chooses to receive it, for any body, for any cells in a body that would like to receive this. That is the beauty of understanding your energy. That is the beauty of learning to work with your energy so that it helps you and helps the world at large. Play with it. Please play with this. Try it out. If you've got questions, let me know, right? Send me that email, right? Get in touch with me so that I could then help you somehow, so that I can maybe provide some guidance, or if you want to work one-on-one, if this really intrigues you and you would like to be able to have this full time as to who you are, to stop getting out of the past and carrying that energy with you all the time, great. Let's work together. There's so many different ways of which we can do so, right? Step one, we need to connect. I know that the energy I give into my shows every week is healing, is helpful, and provides change. And thank you for listening all the time. I really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful. But if you'd like more in depth, let me know. So next week, we're almost at the end of our show here. Next week, we're going to talk about, and you'll see how it fits, what you practice, you become. What energy are you practicing being? What energy have you been being that you didn't even realize you were practicing it? So on that note, thank you so much for being here with me. I look forward to being with you again.
Thank you for listening to Cultivating Kindness with Karen. Karen Leslie returns Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can find Karen at KarenLeslie.ca and follow her on social media. Until next Wednesday, Karen is sending you waves of kindness for a fabulous week. Remember, it's only you who has the power to be and receive the kindness required to change your life.